Why IMF gave India's GDP data a C grade. India has received a rare and surprising rating from the IMF, a C grade, for the quality of its GDP and national accounts data. This grade is unusually low for a major economy and it has sparked a big controversy. In its latest assessment, the IMF says India's official data, especially GDP, is not as strong or reliable as it should be for a large and fast growing economy. But why did this happen? Let's break it down in simple terms. Why did the IMF give India a C grade? C grade, which means data quality concerns. The IMF evaluates every country's official data across six dimensions: methodology, accuracy, reliability, transparency, serviceability, accessibility. India received mostly C grades, pulling its overall rating down. Main reasons: first one is outdated base year 2011-12. Most countries revise their GDP base year every 5 to 10 years. India is still using 2011-12 even in 2025. A new base year 2022-23 has been promised but repeatedly delayed. Second one is big mismatch across indicators. Sometimes India reports 7 to 8% GDP growth, but high frequency indicators tell a weaker story. Electricity consumption, steel and cement output, PMI, bank credit, corporate earnings. These inconsistencies make the IMF doubt how accurate real GDP growth is. Third one is use of WPI based deflators. To calculate real GDP, nominal GDP must be deflated. India still uses WPI for many sectors, whereas most countries use CPI or producer price index. The issue: WPI was negative for long periods, CPI was high. This mechanically inflates real GDP growth. Fourth one is frequent and large revision. India often revises past GDP data significantly, sometimes by 100 to 200 basis points. The IMF says this reduces credibility. Fifth one is weak estimation of the informal sector. Half of India's economy is informal, but the NSO relies heavily on old survey data, MCA 21 corporate database, which includes many inactive companies. This weakens the accuracy of overall GDP numbers. So now, how did the Indian government respond? Government says IMF looked at old data. The government of India strongly disputed the IMF assessment. Most criticism applies to the old 2011-12 series. A new base year GDP series 2022-23 is coming soon, expected February 2026. COVID distortions temporarily affected indicators. India has added 21 new data sources: GST, payroll data, PMI, etc. IMF itself projects India to grow 6.5 to 7%, indicating confidence in India's growth story. The government's central message: growth is real, the methodological issues are being fixed. So, how serious is this issue? How serious? Statistically, a C grade is weak by global standards. Among major economies, only China has a similar rating. Politically, GDP is a sensitive issue in India. Fastest growing major economy is a key political slogan. Practically, most investors and rating agencies still accept India's GDP numbers, but IMF's criticism give ammunition to those who believe GDP may be overstated by 1.5 to 2.5 percentage points. The bottom line: what is the IMF actually saying? What IMF really mean? The IMF is not saying India's growth is fake. It is saying methodology is outdated, deflators need improvement, indicators show contradictions, informal sector data is weak. All of this reduces the precision and reliability of India's official numbers. India is working to fix these issues, but until a new validated GDP series is released, the C grade will remain a talking point. So, conclusion, India is one of the fastest growing major economies, but if India wants to be seen as a data driven global power, its statistical system must evolve as fast as its economy. So, if you found this explainer helpful, hit like, comment below. Is the IMF's criticism valid, or is India's data strong enough? And subscribe for more simple economic explanations. Thank you.